Brookline is one of the most desirable suburbs near Boston, but it comes with a few surprises. In this video, I'll share what it's really like to live here. Hi everyone, I am Kimberly Meserve, a real estate professional serving the greater Boston area, and I've worked with many clients in Brookline and have come to know this community inside and out. Today, I'm gonna give you the unfiltered truth about what living in Brookline is really like. Brookline regularly tops lists of the best places to live in Massachusetts. It's known for excellent schools, beautiful homes, walkable neighborhoods, and convenient access to Boston. But there are aspects of living here that most real estate listings won't tell you about, both the good and the challenging. By the end of this video, you'll have an insider perspective on Brookline that goes beyond the standard brochure highlights. And if you're considering a move here, I'll share some tips on how to make the most of what this unique community has to offer. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about something that confuses many newcomers, which is Brookline's unique geography. Unlike most suburbs, Brookline is actually surrounded on three sides by Boston. It's essentially an island of suburban life within the city, but it also has a very different feel neighborhood to neighborhood. This creates some interesting situations. You can literally cross the street and go from Brookline to Boston. And while that might seem like a minor detail, it affects everything from schools to services to taxes. Brookline is divided into several distinct neighborhoods, each with its own character. Thinking about relocating to Boston? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. And I've linked it down below. From top employers to best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is that it's 100% free. That's right, you heard me, 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope that helps. Coolidge Corner serves as the bustling commercial heart with shops, restaurants, and historic Coolidge Corner Theater. Brookline Village offers a charming area with local businesses and a more relaxed vibe. Washington Square is known for its great restaurants and accessibility to the Green Line. Chestnut Hill is home to Boston College and features some of the most prestigious properties in the area. Pill Hill stands out as a historic district with stunning Victorian architecture, and several other pocket neighborhoods exist throughout Brookline, each with its own unique appeal. Understanding these neighborhoods is crucial because Brookline real estate varies dramatically depending on what part you're in, and we'll get into those differences shortly. Now let's talk about what most people are interested in, which is housing. Yes, Brookline has some absolutely stunning homes, from historic Victorians to mid-century modern gems to luxury new developments. But here's what they don't tell you. Brookline has one of the most competitive housing markets in Greater Boston with some surprising challenges. First, the price point. The median home price in Brookline is currently around $1.5 million, significantly higher than most nearby communities, and that often buys you less space than you might expect. What surprises many buyers is that $1 million budget, which would get you a spacious single-family home in many Boston suburbs, might only get you a 2-bedroom condo in Brookline. About 60% of Brookline residents actually live in multifamily buildings or condos, not single-family homes. Housing stock is limited and turnover is low. When desirable properties do come on the market, bidding wars are super common, with homes often selling for well above asking price. Another surprise here is parking. It's a genuine challenge in many parts of Brookline. Many homes don't have driveways and street parking requires resident permits. If you have multiple cars, this is something that you'll definitely want to factor into your housing search. But it's not all challenging news. Brookline's strict zoning regulations, while limiting new development, have preserved the town's character and protected property values exceptionally well over time. The homes here are not just places to live, they are solid investments that have historically appreciated faster than many surrounding communities. Brookline's public schools are often the primary reason that families move here, and for good reason. They consistently rank among the best in Massachusetts and the nation. But there are some nuances about the school system that prospective residents should understand. First, the good news. Brookline High School sends graduates to top universities at impressive rates. The K-8 schools offer robust programming in arts, languages, and STEM, and class sizes are reasonable, and the town invests heavily in education. What they don't tell you is that school enrollment has grown significantly in recent years, putting pressure on facilities and resources. Several schools have undergone recent expansions or renovations to accommodate this growth. Another factor is the buffer zone system for school assignments. Unlike some districts where your address automatically determines your school, Brookline uses buffer zones where families can choose between 2 or more schools, but final assignments depend on capacity and maintaining diversity. For families moving to Brookline, this means that you can't always guarantee which elementary school your child will attend simply by buying in a specific neighborhood. The schools also reflect Brookline's diversity and academic intensity. Classes here can be competitive and the level of parent involvement is extremely high. This creates an enriching environment, but can also mean high expectations for both parents and students. One more factor worth noting is that while the public schools are excellent, many families still opt for private schools. Brookline is home to several renowned private institutions, and some families choose these options despite the quality of public education. Something to consider when thinking about your children's educational needs. Now let's talk about something that often surprises newcomers: Brookline's tax situation and town services. Brookline's property tax is actually lower than many nearby communities, currently around $9.90 per $1,000 of assessed value. This seems like good news at first, but here's the catch. Because property values are so high, the actual tax bills are substantial. A $1.5 million home will generate a tax bill of about $14,850 annually. What do you get for those tax dollars? Well, quite a lot actually. Brookline provides exceptional town services that many residents consider worth the premium. Residents enjoy dedicated police and fire departments with quick response times. The town maintains streets and sidewalks exceptionally well and has reliable snow removal during the winter months. You'll find excellent public libraries throughout the community, along with beautiful parks and recreation facilities for all ages. Brookline offers robust public health services and regular trash and recycling pickup, including progressive composting programs. Brookline also operates its own municipal broadband service called Brookline Interactive Group, offering services that many other communities don't have. Another surprise, Brookline has its own parking enforcement team that is frankly extremely efficient. If you're used to occasionally gambling with parking restrictions, that's not a great strategy here. The enforcement is consistent and thorough. The town also imposes certain regulations that can surprise newcomers, such as restrictions on gas-powered leaf blowers, plastic bags, and styrofoam containers. These environmental initiatives reflect the community's values, but do require some adjustment if you're moving from a less regulated area. Now let's talk about daily life in Brookline, the aspects that make it truly special but aren't always obvious from the outside. One of Brookline's greatest strengths is its walkability and access to public transportation. The Green Line runs through with multiple stops, and there are numerous bus routes. Many residents commute to Boston without a car, which can save significantly on transportation costs. The commercial areas are vibrant and diverse. You'll find everything from small neighborhood markets to specialty shops. However, and this surprises some newcomers, there are no major malls or big box stores within Brookline itself. For major shopping trips, you'll need to head to neighboring communities. Brookline's diversity is another standout feature. The community includes significant international populations, particularly from Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, and this diversity enriches the school's restaurants and cultural offerings. Speaking of food, Brookline's restaurant scene is exceptional for what's considered a suburb, with authentic international cuisine alongside upscale dining options. But dining here isn't cheap. Expect Boston-level pricing. Outdoor spaces are abundant with over 60 parks and playgrounds. The Emerald Necklace Park System borders Brookline, offering miles of paths for walking, running, and cycling. Lars Anderson Park provides spectacular views of Boston, and Brookline Reservoir is perfect for scenic jogging. What's less obvious is the strong sense of community engagement. Brookline has extremely high voter turnout for local elections, and town meetings are well attended. Residents can be very vocal about local issues, from development projects to school policies. If you're moving from a place with less civic engagement, you might be surprised at how passionate people are about the local government here. This engagement extends to community events like the annual Coolidge Corner Arts Festival, Brookline Day Celebration, farmers markets, and numerous cultural events throughout the year. However, one thing to note, despite its proximity to Boston and excellent amenities, parts of Brookline can feel quiet in the evenings. If you're looking for nightlife, you're likely to find yourself heading into Boston, as most Brookline establishments close relatively early. Every community has its challenges, and Brookline is no exception. Let's talk about some of the less discussed aspects that you should be aware of. First, traffic can be significant, especially during rush hour and around Boston University and the Longwood Medical area. Major thoroughfares like Beacon Street, Harvard Street, and Boylston Street often experience congestion. While public transportation is abundant, the Green Line can be notoriously slow and crowded during peak times. The C and D branches that serve Brookline are above ground and subject to weather delays in the winter. Another challenge is the competitive nature of, well, almost everything. From securing spots in popular kids' activities to getting reservations at top restaurants or finding parking near commercial centers, Brookline residents often find themselves competing for limited resources. Construction and renovation projects are constant given the age of many properties and the high value of the real estate. This can mean dealing with neighborhood noise and disruption more than in newer suburbs. Weather is another factor. Brookline's tree canopy is beautiful, but it can also result in some power outages during storms. And snow removal, while efficient on public roads, it does become your responsibility on sidewalks adjacent to your property with potential fines for non-compliance. Finally, there's the cost of living beyond housing. Groceries, services, and daily expenses tend to be higher than in many other suburbs. This is the premium that you pay for the location and the amenities, but it can come as a shock if you're not prepared for it. So, is Brookline worth it? Well, for many residents, the answer is absolutely yes. The combination of excellent schools, beautiful neighborhoods, convenient location, and a strong sense of community makes it an exceptional place to live in. But it's important to approach a move to Brookline with eyes wide open, understanding both its tremendous advantages and its unique challenges. If you're considering making Brookline your home, I would suggest spending time in different neighborhoods before deciding where to focus your search. Be realistic about your budget and what you can buy in this competitive market. Consider your commute and transportation needs carefully, and make sure to think deeply about what aspects of community life matter most to your family. And of course, work with a real estate agent who knows Brookline, its hidden gems, its challenges, and how to navigate its competitive market successfully. I love helping families find their perfect home in Brookline, and I would be happy to answer any specific questions you might have about life here. Just reach out using the contact information below. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more insights about living in Greater Boston. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.